What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're back with a motherfucking recap of the Tiafimo and Bam versus Estrada weekend. And on top of that, we're going to sprinkle in that Shakur versus Artem Harutyunyan picks and O'Shea Foster versus Robson Contiao for the co-main event for the super featherweight title. But as always, before we jump into it, give our picks, give our recap, go down, like, and subscribe. It all means a lot. And of course, I'm 1/3 of this trio that y'all see every fucking week. I'm Paul, pick 'em, win 'em, Concha, and I'm always joined with.
What's going on, boys? It's Marcus Pine Time Penley. You know what it is.
Your boy Southpaw Ryan Boxing. What's up?
Yes, sir. Man, before we get into the Shakur weekend, because this is his weekend, this is his time to shine, main event, defending his WBC World Lightweight title. And we got that boy Foster defending the super featherweight title. Before we jump into that, we got to talk our weekend of boxing. We'll save the Bam Estrada stuff for a little bit later because we definitely got to talk that. But Tiafimo in Miami, you come to our fucking state and you don't expect us to pull up. You don't expect the Totally Blitz crew there.
We had to pop out, man, especially for our first time meeting each other. We're like, no, let's go pop out to a Tio fight. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? It's 1/3 of the Trio's favorite fighter. So why not pop out to a sport fight?
Nah, that was a fun ass trip, man. TB on the fucking road, man. It was blitzed out there.
Tio tried to ruin our Miami experience, but no, man, it was still fun.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. First off, like Tiafimo. If anyone that's a boxing fan, you tell them, yeah, I went to a Tiafimo fight. They're like, oh shit, that's super lit. Second off, our fucking tickets. Premiere. We were right there. We had to pull up next to ringside every time we pulled up for our drinks time. Every time we ran into Big Baby, Ugas,
Antonio Tarver, Shushu.
Yeah. Champions, former champions, gold medalists, the best prospects in the game, former prospects turned champion. Like
that boy Tio low-key brought him out.
Brought out the star.
Yeah, those will bring him out. I'll be honest.
We ran into Larry David.
He brings out the top rated.
The one and only.
Yo, that shit was funny as fuck, dude.
If you know, you know. But the fights themselves are exciting. I knew this shit was lit because like I was saying, as a boxing fan, you tell them, hey, Tiafimo or Beezy Ramirez, oh shit, yeah, that's fine. Then you'd say, you could tell the average Joe, hey, do you know Muhammad Ali? Yeah. I saw his grandson, the Frog. I saw him fight this weekend too.
Yeah.
we booed the hell out of him.
But it was a good time this weekend, boys. What was y'all's favorite fight? What was y'all's favorite moment? What was y'all's favorite? Even if it wasn't a fight, what was y'all's favorite overall moment of the weekend?
Shit, low-key a sleeper moment. I wouldn't say it's the best moment, but one of the top moments is when we first walked in there and we first sat down. I'm pretty sure I was sipping on my drink too, and we was fucking watching the big boys go at it, bruh. I don't even remember bro's name, bruh, but we was low-key turned up for that fight. We was screaming and shit. That was a fun one to start the night off with.
Lorenzo Medina versus Teddy Lester.
That was my favorite fight to watch. And walking in, and we immediately see a boxer who has a good amount of motion, who wants to be on a podcast future, and I was George Cambosa's sparring partner. So we walked in and immediately saw a boxer, and we connected with. That was really cool. And you know, and like you said, sitting down and watching a fight for the first time, and it was two banger heavyweights just throwing punches. That was the most exciting. Actually, other than the Beezy Ramirez fight, that was the most exciting card. I'm fight to start with. You know what I'm saying? That was a great one to walk into.
And then, honestly, I didn't get to see the beginning of it.
Oh, yeah.
Just hearing and getting back to my seat at the moment, I saw the second half of the first round, or second round was early, but the Elvis Rodriguez that fucking getting dropped and then dropping Rodrigo in the same round to get his get back. Like, it was the fucking maybe it was
We
also
walked in right when he
Miami
dropped,
Dolphins
bro.
colors on his trunks, but I was really fucking with Jit. Like, oh shit, like that the crowd was going crazy.
Yeah, they was turned up for Jet. I'm blue that we missed the first knockdown, but at least we got to see the second one. We was trying to catch them stars, man.
Man, yeah, we were star dazing.
Start.
We gotta jump into the rest of the card now. Honestly, I don't remember this fight, but Manuel Vargas, he got the first round KO. I must have been sauced at this. I don't remember this fight.
We weren't. There's no way we was in the arena.
No, we were in a lot. We were in a lobby chilling.
We had to be in the lobby. That's when we was
We
big
was
baby and
networking,
shit.
as they say.
Yeah, we was networking, bro. Cause I was looking forward to seeing, bro, and I have no memory of him even walking out, bro. And if it was a first round knockout, that means that's probably how we missed it, because we was in the lobby.
Yeah. I thought I heard a pop while we're in the lobby. But we definitely made it to our seats for Nico Ali Wash getting the unanimous decision win over Sona Akali. And he got his get back, as they would say, dislocated his shoulder, still got right, still dropped him, still won. But we definitely booed the fuck out of Nico Ali Wash at the
we booed. Dude, well, we booed because, like, when you're watching it live, it doesn't look like he won that fight. It didn't look like he won the fight. It didn't look like he could have dug deep. That knockdown did save him. It didn't look like he was ready to dig deep. So that's why we booed him. Why did you boo him, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, in the moment, bro, it wasn't looking it, bro. This guy was kind of on his ass a little bit, like he was applying pressure. But I mean, until I got on Twitter, bro, and I started seeing his fucked up shoulder or something, like I can understand that 12th round why he fucking ran away the whole time. His arm was fucking dangling and shit. So I can understand that part. I had no idea that was going on in the fucking, like, when I was sitting there, saw us. So I mean, either way, bro, the performance was
sauce.
But before the injury, bro, like, it was still pretty mid, bro. I mean, he still got the win, but I don't know. We blew the shit
saved
out of
his
him.
ass. I will say that. That knockdown saved his ass when it came to the scorecards. And we was booing the fuck out of him because it did look mid. We definitely didn't see the injury live in person. Looking back, I do feel a little bad for it. I didn't give him a shot. The moment I laid eyes on him, it was up from there. So I do feel a little bad, but like Marcus has been doing, I'm blaming the sauce, bro. It was speaking to me.
It was whispering.
But we definitely didn't boo because of his
He lost.
religion. Let's get that straight now. No one was booing because of his religion. That was not the case that he's trying to make it up. He just wasn't. He wasn't cooking. We was an unhappy customer.
And we weren't the only ones in that bitch seeing it too. The whole stadium was seeing that shit.
There was a lot of Cubans in that motherfucker, and they was.
It's weird because we started booing before he did the home. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Thing first, religion. I don't want to say it. This sounded.
Yeah, that wasn't our first. We started booing
before that. Like,
yeah, that wasn't our first boo. We've been booing his ass since the jump.
Yeah, honestly, it got louder when he started talking. That was like the first thing came out of his mouth, but still, we were still booing before him.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell my kid and my grandkids that, like, I started that boo chant that second time.
Yeah, facts.
I had it coming hard. Had it carried. But we gotta keep it moving. Co-main event: Robeisy Ramirez, nastiest uppercut I think we saw all weekend over Brandon Benitez. It was a good little scrap, and Robeisy was, he always does his calculated, like, punching here and there, but that power shot's gonna come eventually, and that's kind of why he lost the belt recently. It was because he was giving up rounds and he got dropped, but like he wasn't putting that to him. But when it works, it works, and that fucking left uppercut was. Whew.
That was an entertaining ass fight, low key. Like, they was kind of going back and forth in moments, and I was locked in on that bitch. And then that fucking uppercut, wow, you see his head kick back. I was like, oh shit, that was fucking nasty. And we got it on video.
Yeah,
it was timed beautifully.
And Robeisy Ramirez, I was saying it before we got there. Low-key moment we bought our tickets, I was shouting out my boy, but Miami fucks with him, bro. The L Trend, L Trend, L Trend, L Trend. But
Yeah, that was going
Chance was
crazy.
going
That's what
crazy.
they were saying. Okay, I was confused on
Yeah,
what they
that's
were
that boy's
saying.
nickname. Then he did, and then like like if you was there, you know, like a good 20% of the crowd dipped after this fight. No hate on
Right.
Teofimo, but there was definitely like a good chunk of people that was you definitely knew was pure Cuban Robeisy Ramirez squad.
Facts.
And Loki, looking back at some of the pictures I have, there's some people in the background that have like the shirts on the back. It says Team Ramirez, like hashtag Team Ramirez. And I'm like, oh damn, bro, like those probably like the people in the stands that was like part of his team and shit.
Yeah, facts. That was probably his like family and shit.
And then our final fight, we had Teofimo Lopez getting a unanimous decision win over Steve Claggett. Um, this is what we came for. I'm still a little salty, but the wounds have healed. He didn't get the KO, but he definitely won. How do you? I want to hear y'all's take on this performance and fight.
Is it a Teal fight?
Yeah, Tio time.
So like, I gotta go back and watch it because I swear he was getting his ass kicked, like watching it live. And I understand we were soft, so it could have been like that. But like, I'm watching this, I'm like, damn, Teal, you suck. You're getting your ass kicked by this guy with 7 losses. Because it didn't feel like he could get the pressure off him. He felt like he was on him 24/7. And Tio could have been slipping the punches and countering, but like the guy's just on you 24/7. Like there's no separation. You're getting back into the corner, back against the ropes. It didn't really look like a one-sided fight to me. You know what I'm saying? It looked very close. The scorecards, obviously, Teal, he's not really the money maker, but he's not really the money puller, but he's one of the bigger names at Top Rank. Not really saying much, but yeah, he is. So obviously he was going to have the judges in his backhand. But I really don't know what to make of this performance. The guy has 7 losses.
I'm not gonna lie. I truly appreciate you, Gator, because I never know how many people you were gonna take a shot at whenever you got to take your take. Because you definitely came at Tio, Top Rank, Steve Claggett, and probably Bob Arum also all together with that one take on this fight. But Mark, how did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
watch your boy Tio live? This is your second time watching him live, right?
Yeah, second. Number two. Shit, bro. I would say Tio showed a lot of good things, and then he also showed two big things that I'm like, he probably needs to work on. One, he can't be fighting. He fights too comfortable sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's done it multiple times now, bro. Where he's fighting too comfortable, where he's not fighting the best ability he can. He's not fighting like, but when he gets in there with someone that's a demon or like a higher caliber, he turns it up. He's able to flip that extra gear or whatever. But other than that, I mean, Steve was putting the pressure on him. He fought really good. He was nonstop in Teal's face. It forced Teal to work off the back foot, work off the pivot. He was making angles. He still was getting caught in exchanges. It wasn't like he was on some sweet pea shit and like weaving everything, but he still had solid enough defense and was able to get off his shots. But one thing that was annoying though that Teal was doing, that he was like doing the little shots and not really like lead up. Like he'll hurt him. Like he'll tap, jab, jab, and like throw a mean uppercut and then kind of move, bro.
The uppercut
He
was
like,
there all night.
oh yeah, he was fucking him up with the uppercut. But like he just wasn't. I feel like I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or he just maybe felt like it wasn't the moment. I don't know, bro. I feel like there were so many moments he could have easily gotten Steve out of there, but just the punch selection he was doing, he wasn't really getting him out, but he still showed like crazy conditioning and hella ring IQ for him to be able to constantly be spinning Steve. He was spinning him all over the ring,
See,
constantly pivoting.
I kind of agree with both of your boys because like Tio won every round. Not every round. I feel like Claggett still deserved
At least majority.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he won. I think Tio won most of the rounds, and it wasn't like Claggett was being a technical boxer. It was just like he was just smothering him, and he was just
Yeah.
always in his face, and he made rounds dirty. But Tio was showed enough where like it would be a minute and a half of Claggett in his face. Can't do nothing. Not can't do nothing, but he's not showing nothing to Claggett.
Yeah.
And then he would take 30 seconds to then hit him with like 1 or 2 mean shots to then go back to slipping. And then take the last 20 seconds of the round to then just take off on his shots. And then at that point, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, yeah, he won the round because he got the cleaner shots, the harder hitting shots. But like, he's not doing a lot. He's just doing the bare minimum to win these rounds. And you can win most of the rounds and win every round. He could have won every round, but I feel like his stock kind of dropped in my eyes. Like, I feel like he's still a champion, but maybe he's not the Ring Magazine champion, because that wasn't, to me, Ring Magazine championship performance at one of the most competitive division in boxing against a nobody. Honestly, ask me right now, Ryan Garcia, the Ring Magazine champion until further notice. I don't give a fuck about the band. Like, that boy did enough for me to give him the Ring Magazine, because 140 kind of went out bad this last couple of weeks with Gary Anton Russell. I feel like Teofimo.
It was so hot too, man.
It's kind of and then Matias, his L in Puerto Rico, like all these budding stars and great guys to the future, all of a sudden didn't. They kind of put out one of their most performances they could ever do.
They had a cute little 2-week run as one of the hottest divisions in boxing, but then the hottest fighters just all lost.
Yeah, but Teo definitely did enough to win. That's not debatable. I'm not being salty.
Wait, he did definitely. I'm talking about like the other like 140 pounders, like Matias lost, Antoine lost, Devin Haney. Like, that division was just like the hottest in boxing. Now all the top people in that division lost.
One fight took 2 L's. Devin Haney lost, and Ryan Garcia popped for a fucking steroid. So it was like, damn, 2 L's in one fight. Like, this shit was not good.
Man, I don't even know what's the hottest division in boxing, but it's definitely not 140 anymore.
The best division in boxing, 115, Jesse Rodriguez, left uppercut to the body, KO over Juan Francisco Estrada. And what was we weren't paying full attention, but we know we peeped the core peripheral. It was in our peripheral while we're there Saturday. We saw the knockout. We saw Jesse. We saw Bam.
Bro, you know what's crazy about that? We was in the fucking parking garage, and I don't even know like what made me. I didn't see no clips on Twitter, nothing. I go on fucking Meth stream, and I pull it up, and that bitch was in like the middle of the like 6th round or some shit. It was like literally right before the fucking knockout, bro. So we technically seen the knockout live the fucking garage.
That is true.
But we didn't really get to watch the beginning rounds.
Yeah. Bam did get dropped early, but he kind of got up. You know, it was one of them drops where he knew he fucked up. Like, all right, like I was out of position. The boy caught me. It was a good one. It wasn't like, oh, I got fucking wow. He like that's some crazy power. It was like he just got out of position. But boy, oh boy, did he show what they are saying, some of the best footwork in boxing to get that boy Estrada about it. Because I just keep watching that combo where the fucking combo where he hits the like the uppercut and then switches footwork, and then the left uppercut to the body that like drops him for the KO, and I'm just like, wow, like.
And he's throwing that body shot in the middle of punches, so like that shifts whole body of weight another direction. They come back to hit and he didn't get touched in that that split second of time frame where he did that crazy. That is what boxing separates itself from other sports, is that right there.
The art, the technical.
Yeah, man, the true art form of boxing, bro, that is not being fucked with by anything, in my opinion, bro.
Hours and hours. That's not talent. All right, talent don't give you that. That's hours and hours of practicing the
same thing over and over again.
That's mixing your offense and defense. Like he's doing 2 things at once in a way. But that shit's crazy, bro.
The best boxing coaches in the world had some fucking rags next to them watching this fight, bro. Because they were blowing loads left and right with the technical footwork and everything that was going on. Because honestly, Estrada, I kind of wrote him off. We all kind of did. Bam's our guy, but like Estrada did not show up like he was 40 years old, ready to roll over for the next guy. Like he showed up like, yo, I'm gonna knock this. Like I'm gonna be one of the 4 kings to actually beat this guy.
Yeah, man, Bam, like he's already a Hall of Famer, but like Oh, the only thing left for him to do is undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here thinking like, what else really is next for him?
Hey,
He's kind of it feels like
top five pound for pound.
top three, man. That's that, dude. He's that guy. I'm telling you. Like I've been high on Bam since like. Well, I want to say high, but I've been knowing about Bam since he's been training in Little Roberts Garcia. He was like a little kid. He's like a little baby. He's still like
He
a kid. He's young.
is,
He's like
bro.
what 23, you know what I'm saying? He went after like he was just like a teenager, like one of
When
the
I see
fastest
him with his like
and
glasses on and like a graphic tee and some shorts, I'm like, oh, bro, that's just a homie. Like that's just like a cool ass jit. Like it all said, it's like literally, that's potentially the best pound for pound boxer on the planet right now.
he walks around with that little what is it? It's like that little Billy doll everywhere he
Yeah,
goes. He's
Mexican
I
that
got
guy,
him at
man.
5.
He
Anyway,
and
or
I
his
Usyk,
got him at
footwork.
4. I feel like in the
I
world
have
of
him in top
boxing,
five.
for me, he cannot be no lower than 5.
Usyk, anyway,
I have him top five. I just don't know where.
And then and to me, it's either Bam or Canelo at 4 and 5.
Oh
yeah,
no,
that
Bam's
it
over
really,
Canelo. No, Bam's over Canelo. It's not. That's
I
not close.
think so too.
That's
I
not
think
even close.
Canelo's on the decline, but some people will
That's
give him
not even
the
close. You can't
respect
fight
of
Jamie
like,
Munguia and freaking
but some people
Edgar
will give him the
Berlanga.
respect of he's already did multiple weight class, been there, done that.
So did Floyd Mayweather.
But yeah, but Jesse Rodriguez, I mean, anything else left to say? Like, I mean, yeah, he got dropped, but I mean,
he kicked his ass still. It wasn't
look at
even
his
that
fucking
drop was
resume
more.
right now. Look at the fucking
He's
resume.
20, and the thing is, he's only gonna get better. He's not nowhere near his prime yet. Like he's like what 23, 24. He's
Ain't gonna
nowhere near his
get
prime
bigger,
yet.
stronger,
He's gonna put on more weight and more muscle and become faster and stronger. I don't,
and
you know what I'm saying?
he's
And
very fucking fundamentally sound, which is
oh,
shown.
I do have a question for y'all. So this is a fight that a lot of the people want. I don't want them to take this fight personally, but they're saying that the next best challenge for Bam is Junko Nakatani.
Nakatani. I think Nakatani beats him only because we saw him get dropped by Estrada in this fight.
Oh, Nakatani.
And if Nakatani lands that kind of shot on him, which I think Bam has great defense, but he does sometimes. In that fight where he broke his hand, he was getting tagged up a lot.
And Israel Gonzalez, he was getting tagged a lot in that fight too.
Yeah, so like I just think that's a fight, like I said in the group chat. They did that like potential 10 years from now rankings in the pound for pound, and they had Bam or not, they had Junto at no, they had Bam with 1 loss. And my question was to the group chat, where the fuck did that 1 loss come from? And someone said
Junto.
someone said Inoue. And I was like, I don't think he ever fights Inoue. The only person that may be him is Junto Nakatani. But that's about it. So like that is a fight I want to see, but I want that bitch to wait. I am now a boxing enthusiast where I can understand like let me see that bitch get a little bit juicier before we let
it marinate a little bit. You know, see, it's good marinating. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wanted the young kings like 20-year-old Ryan and Devin Haney to fight each other. Like let it marinate and let them get bigger and more popular. It's okay if things marinate a little bit.
Let them
It's
boys
okay.
fill out their things.
You know, it's the same with Keyshawn Davis. He doesn't gotta like take on a guy right away. Just let it marinate.
That's the power of fucking social media, bro. These people are rushing fighters too much.
And now boxing is kind of getting back into this groove of letting the best fight each other, and it's kind of
like it's gotta be a balance of rushing a fighter and like.
And they're finding that right now. They're trying.
Don't let it go too late, but also let it marinate a tiny bit.
All right. Now let's move into our picks section of the episode. We got one card to break down. Honestly, just a few fights to talk. Shakur versus Artem, top rank world lightweight title event going on. Co-main event, O'Shea Foster, Robson Conceal, featherweight title defense going on. Before we top those two, Abdullah Mason, fighting Puerto Rican Luis LeBron, and Keyshawn Davis, fighting Mexican Miguel Madueno. These are the future. Now we know Top Rank loves having their prospects. It's getting closer and closer till we start seeing these boys start finding next to the top cats at these weight classes.
So I like Keyshawn Davis for his fight. I do think he looks pretty good in this fight, but I do think it's gonna go to the distance. So I don't see him stopping him. I see him going all 10 rounds, and I prefer him to go all 10 rounds to get that 10 round experience, that fresh experience, because he's gonna need it when it comes to the bigger dogs. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna need that extra experience and conditioning.
Saying that boy got pillow hands.
He doesn't have pillow hands, but he gasses a little bit, and he doesn't really put his combinations together the most perfectly. He has some good combinations, but I don't think he's too. It feels like he's not mature enough
Yeah.
to like put those combinations together to really stop a guy.
And he's fighting. I mean, like I'm Mexican, so I can say this. He's fighting a Mexican. All right, these are some tough son of bitches that ain't going down. Never been knocked down in his career. Only 2 losses, both for decision. And like Keyshawn, I hate on him a lot, but he's gonna get that hate on his way up the top. But I don't think he's knocking him out. But Abdullah Mason, I think, is the guy to watch this weekend if you're talking prospects.
He's the truth. He's been since 2021. He's been the best prospect in boxing. And you know what I'm saying. And I mean, he's super young, but I feel like it's time to get out of that little prospect. That prospect, like he's only 20 years old, but you know what I'm saying. But he's been in the game. He's been in the game for a little minute, like
Mark,
4 years now.
So. Oh, 135, Mark and Gator. How do y'all feel he stacks up with the rest of them? Because I mean, he's gonna.
I mean, once the current wave is out, I mean, Abdullah is definitely gonna grab a belt. Keyshawn's gonna grab a belt. Them boys are for sure gonna be champs. And I mean,
at 140 for this fight.
Oh, okay.
He had to get out at 135. Andy Cruz came to town.
Damn, I thought he would still try to get a belt at 135. He is big though. Man, fuck Andy Cruz.
He's still young. He could, do that fluctuate, this fight here, go back down to 135.
Keyshawn has been. I don't think Keyshawn has ever officially weighted at 135. He's always been at 137, 136. I don't think he's ever officially weighted at 135. He's always been like a bigger guy. He's 5'8".
Yeah, he looks pretty big.
Yeah, he's never officially weighed at 135. I do remember that.
You know what I'm saying? For 135 for Abdullah Mason, because I feel like it is kind of crowded with. There's 2 things at 135, or 3 actually. You got the super prospects damn near at 135, and then you got the title guys, that the current wave, as Marcus just called them. And you got like the old guard that like them boys they still fighting type of conversation is going on with them. I want to see Abdullah Mason in that title fight. Like Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason, I think in the next year should be in that conversation.
The only thing about Abdullah, he's still so young, so I think his body is gonna also be maturing too.
Yeah.
I also think Top Rank is gonna keep those opponents far away from each other.
Top Rank is the best at building fighters, man.
They're the next money makers, you know what I'm saying? So I think Top Rank are going to keep Keyshawn and Abdullah away from each other.
Someone who doesn't know anything about getting that Top Rank love, someone who had to get it out the mud. We have that boy O'Shea Foster taking on Robson Conceal. He's defending his WBC World Featherweight title, where that boy had to go and get it down on the scorecards, gets the KO win, if I'm not mistaken, to win the fucking title.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Yeah. It was like some war.
Yeah, over Hernando Hernandez, and then defends it against Abraham Nova, split decision. Now he's taking on former Olympian, former gold medalist, title contender, Conceal. This is no one's gonna this isn't the best fight of all time, but I honestly think this is a good fight. Like people might be hating on this card, but like I kind of want to see Foster versus Conceal. I think that's a 50-50 fight.
This is a real scout. This is a really technical battle. You got Foster, the champion, versus going against Conceal, which I'm surprised Conceal's still at 135. It felt like he was struggling to get down there his last fight, but it's gonna be a really good technical battle, and I really don't know who wins. This really could go either way.
Foster slight favorite, -250. Conceal plus 225.
250.
How do you kind of see it going? Like,
that's interesting.
I think it's gonna be a back and forth fight, and the way Foster's recent fights have been, I think it's gonna be an entertaining little back and forth. I'm gonna roll with Foster though. He's been on a little hot streak. I think he's gonna continue it. they're giving him this spotlight for a reason, so I feel like he's gonna take advantage. And he's gotten a lot more clout recently.
I might have to take that boy Concia as the plus 225 underdog. I really like him as like if Foster don't. I know he got the 12th round KO over Nat, but he doesn't. He's not known for that KO power. He had a split decision with Abraham Nova, who I don't think is that great. Of a like he's kind of like he's all gimmick. He's all gimmick. He's not really the best fighter. Concia got the amateur pedigree, Olympic pedigree. And if we're gonna go to the decision on who's the better boxer, I kind of like Conciel's chances here.
Yeah, I agree with both. I agree with both y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Conceição is also Conceição's reach too. He has some long reach that he can just like he can just jab his head off. But Foster he can fight on the inside too. You know what I'm saying? Conceição he hasn't really looked good on the inside. So I think if Foster could, get in between the long reach and get under him, snatch up his body and work him on the inside, he could dig it out. This is a really close fight. If I was you, I'd probably take him because that's 250. I feel like the odds should be a little closer if you ask me. 250 for Costa South feels like a steal, but I think it's going to be a split decision. And give me Foster. He's just going to run away with it. I think he's going to. It's gonna be a very close battle. This could go either way.
Not gonna lie, I feel like going into the main event, I'm gonna be bitching that they robbed my boy Conciel. Until like shit.
That's how it goes.
Then we got Top Ranks Golden Boy, Shakur Stevenson, defending, or is he fighting for the belt? Or is he defending the belt?
Defending because Haney ducked him and vacated the WBC.
Oh yeah, he fought Asian boy. Yeah, he's defending the belt. Artem Harutyunyan, fucking 135. Everyone knows Artem. That's Frank Martin's leftovers. Frank Martin just got ghosted by that boy Tank, and now Shakur's fighting Artem. Doesn't look good, especially because Shakur be rapping to Tank all the time on Twitter, and it's one of the hottest fights everyone wants to see. Same weight, prime, everything. Get that shit going. But this weekend, we got these two going at it. Shakur is a massive favorite, as you would expect. The betting public expects this fight to go to decision. Shakur is talking his shit on Twitter, saying, "Oh, I'm coming in the middle. I'm coming for the KO. I'm turning my punches." All that shit to always sell a fight. Is this another? Should I just go to sleep early this weekend, or should I tune in and watch Shakur knock out old boy, or potentially get knocked out?
No, definitely tune in because, like, think about this.
We're really recently watching them bullshit fights he's been putting out. Them bullshit fucking sparring sessions.
When he's really focusing in his bag, like let's go back at least like 1 year ago to Yoshino fight. When he's really in his bag, and Yoshino is a come forward fighter. When he's really in his bag, he will stand in the middle and trade with him and get enough pop to where he can stop him. So I think this is something similar is gonna happen. But we'll be honest. I'll be honest. Shakur's had a horrible last 2 years. He hasn't done much since he beat Valdez, and that was like the highlight of his career, So now I was over here rapping saying Shakur is pound number one after beating Valdez because that was just a high stakes crazy fight at the time. But ever since then, it's just kind of like he hasn't really done much, And he hasn't got like since Valdez he hasn't beaten.
Conciel.
Then missed weight. He missed weight, gets KO'd, and
dances against Santos.
Yeah, dances. Like, I get it. He had a hurt shoulder, but he still looked horrible in that fight. So this is his chance to kind of put himself back out there, and hopefully he can get the Tank or Loma fight. But like Tank and Loma, that could be the next fight. So who else could Shakur really fight next after this?
I think he's gonna come out and get a TKO for real because you gotta think this is his last fight on Top Rank. He has all these other companies coming after him. He's trying to put his name. He sees the hate on Twitter because before he used to get a lot of love a couple years ago. People used to dick ride Shakur, be like, "Oh,
I'm one of those. One of those.
Next Floyd Mayweather. They used to really be on Shakur's dick heavy, and out of nowhere, script flipped quick. Like that shit, it went like south fast. Now it's kind of hard to find a Shakur fan, bitch. Everyone's talking down on him. It's kind of popped off with the Tank shit and him, and then also Devin Haney, because him and Devin Haney used to go back and forth. But a lot of people been on Shakur's ass, and I know he sees that. Bob kind of gave him a. I feel like he gave him a cookie, bro. I feel like this dude is gonna be obviously no fucking threat, but like he's not.
How do you go down in opposition though?
Because that's what Bob does, bro. He did it to Crawford.
It's like on your way out. Like
yeah, it's like
he gives you this big spanking on your way out. Like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, like that's the thing about Top Rank and Bob Arum. They're goated and they're number one when it comes to building and creating a fighter. But once they get past that point and they're established, they're either a champion or they got clout or they're just established. They don't know what the fuck to do with them, bro. They legit like, oh shit, we got a star. What the fuck? It happens to literally every top rank superstar. It's happened to everyone. And fucking this is his Bob's way of saying, do you? And if you could turn up, get a knockout, that's on you. And then if Shakur doesn't and he goes decision, look, now you just look like you sorry. See you still. So I mean, this is that old classic Bob move, but I do feel like Shakur is gonna come in this bitch. If he's gonna want to go on that mic and call out Tank or just the winner of Tank Loma in general, he's gonna have to make a statement, especially if he wants to fight Tank. But he's definitely gonna need to show a little something, man. If it's not a TKO, we need a fucking beating. Like we need a Oscar Valdez beating. We need a oh shit, like a Devin Haney versus Regis.
Oscar Valdez wasn't even a beating. Oscar Valdez was him.
That was a beating.
Scoring him.
That was a beating.
Nah, it was a beating, bro. Oscar's face was red as fuck.
Look at his face. That was a beating. You can't.
If he goes out there and does what against Edwin Dos Santos and just like kind of keeps backstepping off the back foot, tagging, playing like amateur boxing type shit, like I'm gonna be kind of done with him like Bob is. But if he goes in there and he fucking does the Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis fight, I'm gonna be okay with it. I'll be all right. You got a decision. But I can say you definitely stepped in the middle and oh boy, you made him back up. I bet see Shakur make them back up. All right, from here on forward, I bet not see Shakur dancing his way to the back for fucking 20 minutes of my life.
Shakur's gonna make him back up. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he gets hit after his performances, that's what he does.
I still got Shakur though by decision. With all that being said,
the Yoshino fight. So I'll be honest with you. I want to say I give him until the 11th round. I think Shakur gets it in the 11th round. I think it'll be a standing. It won't be like a knockout, but it'll be a TKO, like a technical knockout.
If Frank Martin couldn't stop him, I don't think Shakur's going to stop him. Even though
Frank Martin was getting outboxed, though. That's the thing.
Faster fighter than Frank.
Yeah, Frank was kind of getting outboxed, though.
You got 11th round. I got decision. Mark, what round you got? Because I know you said TKO. Or you got a pocket again?
I'll do a little TKO, fucking probably 10 through 12. It's gonna be a late shit. If it does happen, it's not gonna be on some like early shit or like some Tank shit. It's gonna be more like picking you apart, and eventually you just fucked up.
All right, yo.
He can't afford to have a bad performance. He can't afford it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
he's just gonna like. He can't afford to not have a knockout. He can't afford to not have a knockout. I'm just saying.
And his payday is going to take a hit if he wants that Tank fight.
But I just don't think he got it in him, bro. You know, sometimes you can try your best to be that guy. And sometimes you're just not that guy. And even though he could be the best fucking boxer in the world, he's not going to sell out nothing because it's just like he is going to be the most technical, he is that guy in that aspect, but like, I don't think he's knocking shit out. Like we saw Tio with Claggett. I don't think he's knocking shit out.
Tio.
But all right,
we'll have to see.
we recapped both fights this weekend. We made our picks. Appreciate y'all for sliding in as always. Once again, that weekend, once in a lifetime, memorable. Can't wait to do that shit again with y'all boys.
Yeah, we running that bitch back. TB on the road.
Running that back with more vlogs too.
Yes, sir. And then, of course, we'll catch y'all boys this weekend. Shakur versus Artem this weekend. O'Shea Foster taking on Conciao. Should be a great doubleheader for Top Rank. I'm Paul Pickham, Wyndham Concha, Marcus Primetime Penley, Gator, Southpaws Run Boxing, Jamari. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.